I noticed in the video that I posted last week that near the end, even though I thought I was holding it fairly well, either that or the software I was using was making it jump around. So I'm going to try to use my tripod as much as I can. But in this area right here, I'm noticing the biggest decrease, especially in shadow, which is honestly the biggest thing for me. I took a couple pictures, and this is the area that I'm still seeing some pretty dark shadow, but that area is actually getting a little thinner here and right in here. And I'm also seeing a good number, like, decrease right here. I remember right before and right after, this spot was always super dark, right here. And then these areas are really, really dark, and it's still fairly there. I had a big old spot right here the last couple days, and it's all pretty much vanished. My face is, depending on what I wash my face with, if I scrub it, it seems to be getting pretty greasy, so I have to keep using acne wipes to maintain like just less acne and less bumps, ingrown hairs and things like that, because I'm noticing that. I think that's the biggest thing, is the hair's trying to get out, but it's being trapped, because if anything does like come to a head and I pop it, hair comes out. I know you're not really supposed to pop them, but I've been doing it for probably like 13 years since I've been getting acne. So that's kind of the end of today. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but I will say a lot of the growth is definitely slowed a lot. And if it wasn't for a lot of the hair that just doesn't get picked up by the razor, it just is too soft because it's dead, I think it would be gone too. So, yep, it's Friday the 27th. We'll see what tomorrow. All right, so it's Sunday the 29th. I have had an interesting couple days. I'm real tired. I haven't been sleeping well. I went out to a friend's going away party. I didn't really intend to film anything there. Mainly it was like 11 o'clock when we went out. We didn't get back until like 1:30 a.m. Because we went to a little diner to like get some dinner. But I wanted to kind of show just a little bit of progress. I shaved last night. I haven't shaved today at all. And you can see it's still pretty light. Still pretty light. It's darker over here, like it has been. When I have shaved and I'm able to get like a pretty clean line, the 5 o'clock shadow disappears. I mean, I didn't really have a whole lot this morning, and so I would say like good after like 8 hours, not a whole lot of shadow. This area, I just got out of the shower, and so like my face is still real red, and I exfoliated the crap out of my skin. This area is getting thinner, I can tell. It's also hasn't been like angry at all. Like when I do shave, and like I've been trying to shave the exact same way I have, no skin irritation. It is like one of the best feelings in the world, because I've been having so many issues right here in general. And sorry for the bright ass screen. I've got my iPad here because you know, once I kind of showed you the update and kind of talked about it a little bit here, it's thinning right there and right in here pretty well. It's just getting better. I had some questions that I asked people to send me, and I got a couple back. Some of them I added because they were things that people have asked outside of that. And one of the first questions was, what's the best way to support me? What's the best way to support me as a newly outed trans woman? And honestly, like the littlest things make the biggest difference. Obviously, I'm going through laser hair, and so I'm not, shaving on a constant basis. I'm not putting on anything on my face to cover up the shadow, mainly because I'm trying to keep my skin as clear and as clean as possible so nothing happens, because I don't want to go back and have like acne right here, and it doesn't work over that, because it's all closed up and nasty. And so, using the correct pronouns, that's a huge thing. There's some people that have been really great, but they're still struggling with pronouns. I can't get mad at anybody right now, mainly because like it's still very new for them. It's still new for me when people do use the right pronouns, because it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like, it feels real good. But yeah, using the right pronouns, or if you don't, and you catch yourself, that's great. If I tell you like it's this, I try to be as respectful, but also like not. I try to be blunt but respectful. And like in the little corrections, I try not to be like blurted out and like scream or holler or anything like that. If you don't hear me, perfect, that's fine, whatever. But I will correct you. So just pronouns, use them. We all have them. Yeah. Next one was, does your insurance cover anything? Yes and no. So the insurance where I work is really good. There's a lot of trans-related things that it covers. I'm still looking through therapists to try to figure out if that's something that's covered under my insurance. So far, things that they deem cosmetic, like laser, any sort of like cosmetic surgeries, like FFS, facial feminization surgery, would be considered cosmetic, not reconstructive, but they're changing. So like places like Starbucks is like readjusting to make that something that is covered by insurance. Breast augmentation or reduction, whatever, either side of the trans spectrum there, not covered. And then the surgery, it is covered, to a certain extent. So that, like on both sides, is covered under a certain extent. So that was something kind of crazy to see. It'd be nice if they adjusted it to cover like laser hair and some other things, but so far, those are the surgical things, the hormones, all that kind of stuff, I believe is covered under the same, like, if I get a doctor's prescription, it's good. It's covered. I just pay whatever the, cost is for just getting a bottle of pills. So I'm not totally sure what class those are considered, because there are different cost points per like class of medication, at least for my insurance. This one kind of caught me off guard when I was asked this, but how can you be trans if you haven't started HRT, hormone replacement therapy? Because you don't have to go through hormones to be trans. Some trans individuals don't want to or don't feel like they need to. They're fine with what's going on, at least in some way, or they just don't want to because of the side effects, or there might be some medical reasons. I know at least with estrogen and some of the stuff that they give trans women can really mess with your cholesterol and all this weird stuff where you have to kind of be taking your health into some serious situations. You have to take care of yourself, and that's the plan for myself, before, because I'm not on hormones right now, but I want to get myself into a much healthier state. I'm obese. I know I'm large, and I'm trying to get myself healthier so that when I do things like, and have that start adjusting the way everything works, it's as easy as possible. I don't want clogged veins or high cholesterol or blood pressure or any of this stuff to really cause any pains. I mean, who knows what could happen, but I'm just saying, that's where I fall on that. Are you gonna be dressing any differently? This was a question that was asked shortly after telling a few folks, and it was kind of brought up with, you don't dress any differently, that's why it's hard for me to use your pronouns. You're still wearing like shorts and a t-shirt. Well, that's cool. But yeah, I do plan on dressing a little differently, and changing my appearance and things like that. When I sent out the message on the Face Healer books, and to my coworkers, when I let everybody, when I came out to everybody, my cat's coming. You might hear her. I let them know, I was like, hey, over the next, so many weeks and months, I'm going to be changing my appearance. I'm going to be, changing how I look to better represent me. That's the biggest thing, and that falls into the next question, which was, are you going to grow your hair out? And yeah, it's already pretty long. I did have shaved sides, which I am growing out. Just gonna let everything grow. I'm not gonna do some crazy colors. Purple has pretty much stayed in my hair. I can't get rid of it. That's just, oh, kitten. Hey, don't hit that, please. Thank you. I'm not. I tried to do fun colors. The color doesn't last a whole lot. Purple does. Purple lasts forever. This one was from one part of my family that isn't like. There's one person mainly, but is, are you gonna get the surgery? And eventually, when time's right. Hi, kitten. Yeah? Are you being mistreated and unloved? Is that what's going on? Move that so you don't knock those down. Yeah, so that is kind of where I fall on that side of things. That tail. No. And then what about Casey? Casey has been nothing but 100% supportive. She has been my rock from day one. I wouldn't be, as, what are you doing? I wouldn't be as well off mentally if I didn't have Casey. Even before all of this, she's always been that person for me. And I really do appreciate her on that side. I'm gonna have friends and family that don't understand, or just don't care, or whatever. That's them. I'm not gonna let other people bring me down. This vlog series is about me kind of expressing how things are going, how I'm experiencing things in the world, and that's where I'm gonna leave it. Feel free to ask questions. I'm always gonna pose other things over on the Instagrams every once in a while, like questions like ask me stuff, or what do you think about this, and blah 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 blah. So and all the links to Instagram and stuff like that are on the channel links, so check those out. I'll see you guys tomorrow probably, because I'm gonna take a nap. It's not late, but I'm tired. I worked all day. Take a shower. Now relax. So we'll check back in tomorrow. All right, it's Tuesday the 31st. In a few hours, it's gonna be August. I am excited about August, and I'm not excited about August, mainly because it's like, where'd the year go, really? I set up my second laser appointment for the 27th, so that's going to be really exciting. I shaved. I'm trying to shave every day just to kind of keep my routine going. And gosh, like more and more I shave, when I tell you that, like, it used to hurt to shave my neck. I'm large, so like shaving certain areas, especially like right here, really like just wasn't comfortable. Other side to that, right here, always just super inflamed every single time. Over here, never. It was never inflamed. Like you can see, like the thinning here is quite substantial. Not so much over here. Like it's still working on it. But like I haven't. Like I've been shaving every day, and I'm using the same products that I was. I'm doing the same thing, like exfoliate. Using Prince from Lush as a shave cream, and like nothing. Like it doesn't hurt. Like I had a zit right here that I popped right before it. That was the only thing that bled. Like I had so many issues of like needing to go back over it. And yeah, I'm not getting like a super close shave. All the hair is just super soft and kind of just malleable. And I think it's because we hit it with a laser. And so, and a lot of it could be new growth. That growth cycle, going to be kicking in here soon. But I'm noticing, like, as I shave, and it's like I shave, with the grain and everything like that, like every time I check my razor, it's just more and more of the hair is coming through. So it's thinning more and more every single day, and it's great. I haven't had any issues here. Like my chin, like obviously, like right here, still kind of buggered. Here, still kind of buggered. Up here, not so bad. Right here, still a big issue. This is starting to thin out, which is great. I also, we had a huge change at work, and so a lot of people, a lot of new people, and they weren't around when I announced everything. So I'm actually resending like a copy of that email so everyone knows, because it's real awkward, because a lot of people use the correct pronouns where they correct themselves, which is real nice. But all the new people, like I look like this every day, like there's only a few people who would recognize it or say anything. So, and for right now, because I'm going through this, I do not get angry when people make a mistake with pronouns. I think I said this yesterday or the day before, in the or earlier in the video. It bothers me, but it doesn't bother me. Like, I don't let it get me down. I know that they're not doing it on purpose. Every single person who has done it has apologized immediately without me saying anything. If I have had to say something, they're just like, oh, shit, I'm so sorry. And like, I get it. Like everyone, it takes some people longer. I have a couple people who I've been talking to from day one who have slipped up not once. And there are some people who it kind of blindsided them. They're like, oh shit, okay, cool. Let me be supportive. But they're still working on things. So, happens. I'm not going to worry about it. Alrighty, hopefully this is the last time I have to record this. Every single time I've had to record it before, some sort of noise or framing issue, or noise. The last time, the two last times, where I got a phone call, which stopped the recording of the video because I shoot this all on my phone for right now. And I have a chicken enclosure downstairs. I have 2 chickens. They live in the house for now. We're cleaning up the backyard, and then we're gonna put a coop and like a nice little enclosure out there for them, just to hang out, be chickens. And we cleaned it yesterday and kind of changed it up a little bit in hopes to make it a little easier for the chickens, a little more spacious. Well, my 5-month-old kitten decided to jump up on top of it and go to a corner, which apparently wasn't reinforced, and flip the lid legitimately, and the chicken started freaking out. That was a thing. So I'm back upstairs. Hopefully nothing else happens up here. You might hear the air conditioner. That's fine. That's a constant sound that can be ignored. End of week 2. As you can see, there's no swelling. There's no, the 5 o'clock shadow is kind of disappearing. My second appointment's booked on August 27th. Shaving my chin and my neck has been night and day. I would say the first few days of like trying to shave this area here, I was pulling up more. It felt like I was pulling up more skin and other stuff from inside the pore than the actual hair. So I feel like there's probably all the healed skin and the stuff on top was just sloughing off. Even though I was still exfoliating as much as I could, at least once or twice a day, it still did that. My neck hasn't had any red like bumps or irritation in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because I stopped shaving like the week before laser. So it's been about a little over a month that I haven't had to deal with like really painful like irritation right in here. I know I keep talking about that, but that was like the biggest like upsetted point of my whole shaving experience. Besides like the continuous 5 o'clock shadow, like go to shave, wow, this looks nice, and then go to work or just have a day off, and a few hours later it's like look at the mirror and boom, there's a 5 o'clock shadow. Or God forbid I put on like foundation or anything like that to kind of help cover up some acne or whatever, the little hairs would pop out, and so I would have this like really nice like look to my face, but then it would all be super bumpy and it wasn't smooth. And at the point, like at that time, like I was using certain like lotions and things like that to help keep the irritation and stuff down, to keep it like okay. My skin would get extraordinarily greasy, and so like 4 or 5 hours into everything, even with like all the oil neutralizers and everything, it was still like, it's like whip, all right, cool, let's go, cook a burger, we got enough grease for that. Like, it was gross. It's getting much better, thankfully. I know these videos aren't super adventurous yet. I'm still kind of getting used to getting back into it. I'm trying to look for a camera. I kind of want to get a GoPro and just kind of have that like attached to my backpack, so I can shoot while I'm running around, or something along those lines. So thanks for hanging in there. It's just more of, hey, this is how my face is going. It's kind of like a picture in picture, like how was my face before, how was my face after. And I'm really, really excited about all the changes that are happening. So thanks for hanging in there. I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.